Hello, welcome to Brooke's Books. I am Brooke, and these are my books. Today we're going to talk about citing. Whenever you write a paper and you include quotes from a book or an article that you didn't write, then you need to include a citation. So we are going to talk today about MLA citing. MLA citing is used for language arts subjects such as English. So today we're going to talk about my favorite book, Pride and Prejudice. So say that we are going to quote the first line from Pride and Prejudice. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. So if we quote those exact words, then we need to include quotation marks around them. And then we need to include a citation attributing the words to the author. So whenever you go to the end of a paper, you can find the citations and find the work that the quotes come from. The first thing that we need to look for is the author's name. So this book is by Jane Austen. So whenever we do our citation, we are going to write Austen, Jane, period. You always want to start with the last name first. If there are more than one author, then you put them in alphabetical order by last name, separating them all by a comma. We end it in a period to signify that the authors are finished being listed. The next piece that we need is the title, Pride and Prejudice. Now whenever you put the title into a citation, you need to put it in italics if it's the title of a book. That represents that it's the title of a book. And at the end of the title, you put a period. Same as with the author's names, you're signifying that that is the end of the full title. Next, we would look at the edition or the volume of a book. Say you have one of your textbooks and it's the 5th edition of it. Then in your citation, you would want to put 5th ed period. Ed stands for edition. So that way whenever somebody is going to look for the quotes in that book, they'll go to that specific edition. Also, if you're looking at different articles or like a newspaper and it has a volume number, you want to put your volume number after the edition number. So if it's the first volume, you would just put 1 period. That represents that is the first volume. Next, we need to get information about the publisher. So you're going to come to the front of the book, to the page just after the title page, and it's going to have a lot of information right here. So the things that you're going to look for, you're going to look for the publication city. So the city this book was published in was New York, New York. So you're going to put New York spelled out, comma, NY, and then a colon. Now after the colon is going to be the publishing company. So the publishing company of this book is Barnes & Noble, Inc. So you would put Barnes & Noble, Inc. after the publishing city. After the Inc., you would put a comma. Next you need the publishing year. So the year this was published was 2011. Now, whenever you're looking for the year, you want to look for the most up-to-date year that it has. Some books will have 5 or 6 years listed. You want the newest one because if there are articles in the book that are not necessarily a part of the original publishing, you want the newest year, so you include those articles and that information from that year. After you put the year in your citation, you're going to put a period signifying that all the publishing information is finished. The next thing we need to look for are the page numbers. If you're using the entire book, you don't necessarily need to put page numbers in your citation. But if you're only going to use a piece of the book, you should include page numbers. So let's say that we included our quote from page 1, but we're only going to go through chapter 3. So we're going to include pages 1 through 11. After you list pages 1 through 11, you need to put a period to signify that that is the end of the page numbers you will be using. If you're going to use a different set of page numbers, such as you'll use 1 through 11 and then you use 50 through 60, you'd put 1 through 11, comma, 50 through 60. And you separate the numbers with a dash signifying through. Again, end it with a period to signify that the page numbers are. The last thing we need to include is the medium of the publication. So obviously with this book, it is a book. So you would put print, period, as your last piece of your citation. If you used a website, then you would put web and include the web link. After you have completed your entire citation, then you need to go back to your actual paper and the quotation that you used. After the quotation, you need to include an in-text citation. All it is a set of parentheses with the author's last name inside and the page number that the quote came from. So our quote came from page 1. So you would have the first parenthesis, Austin 1, close parenthesis. All of this needs to be within the period of the sentence that you used. If you have trouble remembering all of this information, you can go online to websites to refresh your memory. One of the best that I have found is the Purdue Online Writing Lab. It gives you all the information I just gave you, plus information on websites and articles and other types of publication. All you have to do is go to Google and type in Purdue OWL and it will take you to the website. Another great website that I use is citationmachine.net. All you have to do is plug in the information into convenient text boxes and it will put everything into the citation for you. You don't have to worry about periods or colons or commas. It does it all for you. Thanks for coming to Brooks Books and have a great day.